Welcome back to Wake Up America. So as airlines canceled or delayed thousands of flights over the weekend, leaving travelers across the USA, well, they felt the brunt of the government shutdown.
Oh, yes, so many people. Newsmax national correspondent Christina Thompson is live for us this morning at Newark Airport in New Jersey, one of the 40 airports impacted by the FAA cuts. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning. It's good to be with you guys this morning. You know, we are, of course, gearing up towards the Thanksgiving holiday. Travelers are going to start traveling more often, trying to fly home to see their families. Now, unfortunately, it seems as if even if this shutdown is resolved today and Congress and the Senate is able to come to some sort of a conclusion on the spending bill, these issues that we're seeing at airports are going to continue for many weeks and months to come. That's what we're hearing from Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy. Sorry, it is a Monday morning. I've tried my best here. He's saying that Thanksgiving holiday travel will slow to a trickle over Thanksgiving.
It's only going to get worse. I look to, the 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, you're going to see air travel be reduced to a trickle. We have a number of people who want to get home for the holidays. They want to see their family. They want to celebrate this great American holiday. Listen, many of them are not going to be able to get on an airplane because there are not going to be that many flights that fly if this thing doesn't open back up.
This is happening across the entire country at 40 of the largest airports across America. We're talking Atlanta, Newark, San Francisco, Chicago, right here in the New York area. Nearly 5,000 flights were canceled over the weekend, tens of thousands of delays. Now, this issue is just being exacerbated by air traffic controllers who are skipping their shifts. They're trying to find paychecks elsewhere. This is the second week now that they're going to be missing a full paycheck for them. They're being asked to work without having the guarantee of receiving that pay. They got to feed their families. Now, with the shutdown having reached a tentative solution, airlines can start to get back on track, but it is going to take some time. We're not going to see this issue resolved overnight. Think back to COVID, right? When we were having issues with air travel, we've never fully been able to get back up to the full capacity that we were before COVID. So now this, coupled with staffing shortages that we've been dealing with for years, many air traffic controllers have just decided to retire when they found out they weren't going to be receiving paychecks. They found jobs elsewhere. This is going to take weeks and months to try to get airlines back up to full capacity. Also, I did just check FlightAware this morning. We're already seeing more than 10,000 delays across the country and nearly 2,000 cancellations. Mark, Charla.
Not a good time to fly. Hopefully all of this is resolved very soon. Christina Thompson, thank you.
So for more on all this, let's welcome in a duo of aviation experts, Mark Murphy, founder of TravelTube.com, and Kathy Nastro, spokesperson for the travel platform Going.com. So even if the government reopens this week, issues could extend well into the holidays. This warning from Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy. Take a listen.
A number of people who want to get home for the holidays, they want to see their family, they want to celebrate this great American holiday. Listen, many of them are not going to be able to get on an airplane.
I mean, Mark, I've got a flight. I think Charlotte's got a flight here in the next couple of weeks. If you're planning to fly around Thanksgiving, should you be worried?
I think what you've got here is you've got the tale of two different things. One is the understaffing and the issues with the technology behind air traffic control, which is a very dated system that needs to be updated. It's going to cost billions of dollars. That's one aspect. The other aspect is what we call the domino effect or the ripple effect. You see every time you have major blizzards, major storms, many times there are far more cancellations. One time, Southwest alone canceled 17,000 flights because of weather issues. So you're going to see that ripple effect. Typically, after a major storm, it takes upwards of about 72 hours to get people back on the road. So what you'll see here is you'll see a rollout and more flights being brought online, but it depends on the number of people that ask for a refund versus the number that just got rebooked or just want to get on their way. Come Thanksgiving, this should be cleared up for the most part. I don't believe you're going to see months and months of issues other than the issues related to the first point, which is the understaffing, et cetera.
Right. And Katie, more than 10,000 flight delays on Sunday alone, the worst aviation day since the shutdown began. This as the FAA ticks up to a 10% reduction in travel across 40 airports, including major hubs in New York, Dallas, and LA. And now more delays and cancellations are expected. And as we just heard in Christina's report, it could take time to get flights back to 100% when the government opens. What's your take on all this? How long could this really impact everybody?
Yeah, look, the theme of this government shutdown has always been anything can happen, and the longer this goes on, the worse the impacts are for travelers and everyone involved. Now, I will say, if we do get this wrapped up soon, I agree with Mark. I think this won't or shouldn't heavily impact the Thanksgiving holiday. I mean, look, that Sunday after Thanksgiving is the busiest day according to TSA travel numbers, and it has been in the last few years coming out of the pandemic. And so airlines don't want to have mass chaos like they've seen in the last few days. Delta alone canceled 1 in 6 flights on their schedules. That is a massive amount of flights, and travelers are really feeling the brunt. However, we want people to be aware that this is likely going to be a little messy for the next week, even if a deal is reached. And we want people taking advantage of those waivers, getting rebooked if you need to travel, but opting also for that refund if you don't need to travel is the name of the game here.
Yeah. So, Mark, if you're flying next Wednesday or so, the Wednesday, what's the drop dead date? We've got to get the government open so the airlines can reposition all their crews and aircrafts, because right now they're not where they need to be.
Correct. And that's the other thing. And just as a side note, one of the things that people don't realize is something that affects a flight, far away from you is your inbound flight and could impact your takeoff from wherever you happen to be. That includes weather, a whole host of issues, flight delays, crew issues, crew changes. So what you've got here is you've got a situation where you've got to get it done this week. If you get it done this week, you got that ripple effect, you get people rebooked, and things should get almost back to normal for the holiday travel. You always have hiccups with holiday travel, and the X factor will be, do we have a storm? Do we have a winter storm? Does it come through Chicago O'Hare? Do you have hailstorms or lightning in Dallas, Fort Worth? Those things will impact it. But right now, keep your fingers crossed, get these guys across the finish line and call it a day.
And reports that air traffic controllers have turned to other forms of income amid missed paychecks and uncertainty over the course of these past 41 days. Some now driving Ubers or taking other jobs. Katie, is there any real concern here that some may not return to work even once paychecks are cleared to come in? Maybe they're just fed up with this.
I mean, that's always a concern, but, this is an issue that we've seen coming out of the pandemic, and it's been an issue. We're down roughly 3,000 air traffic controllers from a decade ago. And so this is not going to simply just fix the system. There is definitely need, and there's a big push and need for more air traffic controllers to get through their training and to be able to keep these towers staffed efficiently. But this is not due to the shutdown. This is an issue that has been going on for quite a while, and it is likely that this has definitely not helped and only exacerbated it.
Yeah, real quickly, Mark, 15 seconds or so. I know some people have said, not only do we need to modernize, we need to privatize air traffic controllers, make them the employees of the airport, not the government. Is this something we should be looking at in the future?
Absolutely. It's a far more efficient way to approach this. It's like everything else. I mean, you could look at Obamacare. You could look at anything that's run by the government other than the military.
No argument for me. All right, Mark, Katie, thanks for joining us. I hope all of our holiday travel plans